Good morning, mid morning. I have something to say because I do. Uh, Almost 3 years ago, I had a stroke and I couldn't talk. Uh, and I wanted so desperately to get my voice back. But today I just wanted to chat a little bit. And hey, Bo, hey, Annie, how's it going? So thanks for your joining me today. I appreciate it more than you know. And today's going to be a shortened version of my normal show, but I just wanted to chat a little bit. So let me say hi to my friends. Good morning, Chandra. Good morning, Michelle Renee. How's it going? Lisa Brown in the house. Hello, hello, Marina. How you just landed? I'm glad to know you landed safe. So have a good time in Maine. Enjoy your family and enjoy your women's retreat. I know you will do the best that you can because you always have a way of saying things that's just profound. So I wish you all the luck in the world. Love you and catch up with you later. So uh, Christine's in the house. Paul is in the house. Lynn is in the house. Lynette is in the house. Virginia is in the house. Wow. Thanks for tuning in. So today I just want to stress how important it is when you have a stroke that good information is given to the attendant when you get to the hospital. So in my case, just think about it. I couldn't say anything. I couldn't say I was up. I couldn't say I was visiting with my mom. I couldn't say anything. And I believe for about a year that I had gotten the proper information for about a year. I was rushed to the hospital about a half a block from my parents' home. Hey, Saluz, how's it going? This is a terrible story, but I'm going to tell it. And I was under the one of those words that escapes me now. I was under the impression that the clot buster, ABC clot buster, they in this little tiny hospital, I was told they were out of it. Can you believe that? I was told they were out of. My kids were told they were out of. That's the story we believe for about a year. And so all the treatment I received was based on that I didn't get the shot. And the reason I didn't get the shot, there was misinformation given to the hospital. The question was asked, is there any evidence that Paul, meaning me, was up, awake, before he had his stroke? Well, obviously I was. I had got up 5 o'clock. I had exercised. I had made myself coffee. I visited with my mom and I visited with my dad, said hello to the caretaker that was taking care of my dad, went to sit down in the den and turn on the remote control. I turned it on, sat down, sat in my easy chair, and I had my stroke. So I was up. I was up for about an hour and a half before I had my stroke. But because the information was given, there's no evidence that he was awake. They didn't give me the shot. And by the time they airlifted me to the hospital, it was too late. So anytime you think about for a guy that has aphasia, I knew I was up, but I couldn't say. I knew I was visiting with my parents, but I couldn't say. I knew I needed the shot, but I couldn't say because I couldn't say a word. Think about that. So I just wanted to stress to you, it's so important when you go to the ER with a person that has a stroke, that you give them proper information, proper time frames, and be sure about what you're saying, because I needed that shot and I wanted that shot, but I couldn't say. It doesn't matter who the information comes from. I have dealt with that in my own way, but it was just crazy that they didn't get the right information. Here's how I found out. We were filming a documentary about my life when the pandemic hit, so we had to suspend it. We'll get back to that when it's time. But we were interviewing the ER nurse that was in charge of my care. We were interviewing them in my house and my mom's house, sitting in the same chair that I was sitting in when I had my stroke, by the way. And I was listening, and she was asked a question. If there had been evidence, we would have gladly given Paul the shot, but there was no evidence that he was up and awake when he got to the hospital. He had slept through the night and they found him that way. That was not true. And it just shocked me when I found out. I was just standing there. I said, no, no, no. I stopped the documentary and I said, no, 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 no. You were out of the shot. I had been told that you didn't have it available. And Anna looked at me and said, it was available. We just didn't know that you were up. So how crazy is that? How crazy is that? Sometimes stress gets the best of people. When maybe somebody was upset, maybe they didn't have the proper information, whatever it is, I am just telling you, make sure you have a good advocate. Make sure you have the proper person to tell the proper story in the proper way at the right time for you, because misinformation leads to bad treatment. They knew all they could ascertain was I wasn't up. I slept through the night, but it was absolutely untrue. I had been up. I'm not mad. I'm just glad to be alive. Thank God that the good Lord didn't try, but he blessed me with additional life, because I could have died. And it's just crazy, crazy, crazy what happened. For me to find out a year later, and we had to unwind the documentary because everything I had been told was wrong. My kids had been told the same story. It was wrong. So, well, when I got to when I was airlifted to the hospital, I still couldn't say, and nobody called ahead to say what happened. So, just I'm thankful that I'm still here to tell the story. And I want to stress to you, if you like bad information in receive leads to bad treatment. I want to say that again and again and again and again. Bad information in leads to bad treatment. I should have gotten that shot. But bad information received led to no way I'm going to get that shot because they couldn't prove I was up. And the only person that went in to relay the information about what happened wasn't there. He was just guessing or something because he wasn't there. My mom couldn't go in the hospital. She was wheelchair bound. And the only person that really had the story was the person that didn't go to the hospital, the caretaker. Just crazy, crazy, crazy how things get done. But I want you to know I'm really grateful that I have a second chance in life. But I just want to make you aware, all of you, be sure and get the right information at the right time to the right people so they can make decisions about your care in every step of the way. So flash forward, I left the hospital with improper information about where I could go to get my treatment. It was just crazy. So it was 7 weeks before I had my first speech lesson, and I had already started to teach myself my son gave me a little book, a pre-K kindergarten book, the story by now, and I just started to teach myself to talk. So let me pull up some of these comments. Be sure and get this book. I love this book by Tom Broussard. He really, so anyway, let me have some feedback. I keep an envelope on my refrigerator with all my medical information, doctor's information, and family information. And my neighbors also have the key to my home. That's great. That's great. Good advice. And good advice. And Salute says, I'm grateful for the time that Tom and I had. I'm so grateful for the time that you and Tom had too, because I learned so much from both of you. And I just love the fact that you teach and didn't let Tom stroke define him. Just so good. And Salute, I'm so proud of you. And just remember that you make a difference in other people's life, and we're so grateful for what you do every day. And so let me see. Chandra said, "So grateful for you and Laura. I'm grateful for Laura too, and I'm grateful for all of you. You inspire me daily. You mean a lot to me. So thank you for saying that." And Salute says, Tom was taken to the hospital 5 miles away. I know that time his stroke started, and I let the paramedics know again at the hospital that determined the type of stroke, and the doctor spoke with me. I gave them the go ahead for the TPA. I wish I'd gotten to the TPA, but it wasn't in the cards for me. Bad information. Just that's something I have to live with, and it does no help to get up. It's not helpful at all to get upset. It's not helpful for all to get frustrated. It's not helpful for me to get mad. It's just helpful that I forgive, and I don't forget, but I certainly have the capacity to forgive. It was just a horrible story, And when I found out from the person we were interviewing on the documentary, I just was shocked. I called all my kids and said, "Guess what? They had the shot." And and he said, "No." So my son Chris said, "No way. They didn't have the shot. They were out." That was flat out a misnomer, misinformation, disinformation. We had a lot about that over the last few years, haven't we? Anyway, hearing you today, let me see. Hearing your story raises my anxiety because if something happens with Ken, I already know based on our journey, but with COVID, the VA won't let me near the door. It's been crazy how they won't let caregivers in. I'm not trying to raise your anxiety, Melissa. I love you and Ken. And I know this thing about COVID is so hard because I have a good friend across the street that was rushed to the hospital 5 days ago with high blood pressure, just got her shot about 2 weeks ago. And she was rushed to the hospital with high blood pressure. And their son is right across the street. They won't let him in to see his mom, and she's just stuck there. This COVID thing is crazy, you never know. So I just pray to God that she gets good care. Her name is Shirley. Say a prayer for Shirley. She lives right across the street from me. I love it because it's my mom's name, Shirley, and she is a really good person. So let me see what Sharon said. Avocation is so important. It is. Sometimes it has to be someone else, like in your case. I'm so happy that the Lord gave you a second chance. And so am I. You're such an inspiration. Thank you, Sharon. I don't know about being an inspiration. I try to do my best and try to say things that are on my mind. Brought you to build this amazing community. Thank you, Miri. I just had a small part in this building up this community, but I'm really happy that I've gotten to display play a small part. So I'm not ranting. I'm not um, whinging. I'm just saying to you, bad information leads to bad treatment. That's the message of today. You can't give treatment with bad information that you give to the hospital or the ER. You need the proper information. Check your timelines, check the details, check everything before you give them that information. And it's just really important. It's really important. So, well, we can't go back. We just have to make sure people have good information. Exactly, Marina. I wouldn't want to go back. I'm living, and my life is so much better. So I am happy as a pig in poop. That's what my granddaddy used to say. I'm happy as a pig in poop. I guess a pig in poop is pretty happy. So I'm really happy for that. So it's just important that you take the time to know before you say. Don't get diarrhea of the mouth and run off half cocked and say something that you're not aware of. Because in my case, I could have died, I could have died. So, and it's funny how things have a way of working out. For me to find out, it was just like getting run over by a truck and standing up and saying, blah, 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 blah. No, you didn't have the shot. I've got that on film. My nurse said, we certainly did. I said, really? So tell me more. So I found out the story. And it just is what it is. And we all can do our part. Just be cognitive of the fact that you can do so much. And you can tell your story. And you can still tell your story about your recovery. We need to hear your story. And the world needs to hear my story. Salude's story, Jerry's story, Lynette's story, Linda Von Rost's story, Alex's story, Sky's story. We need each other. We need each other. And Lynette said, it wouldn't have helped me because my ruptured brain stem aneurysm was fixed by filling it full of glue, causing my stroke. Wow. We all have a story to tell. We all have a story to tell. And it just, you inspire me every day. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you, Lynn. Lisa Brown, thanks to you. Faye Stillman, good to see you, Faye. Thanks for all the nurses, aphasia advocates who passionately educate doctors, nurses, therapists, and all other hospitals on the personal importance of communication and the continuum of care of treatment. Wow. That's a mouthful. Better you say it than me say it. So exactly. We all have to do our part. Communication is everything. It's everything. Bad information leads to bad treatment. Good information leads to proper treatment. So just make sure you have the right information. Make sure that, thank you for all your honesty in telling this story. Yeah, it's been a long time coming. No names included, but it's been a long time coming. So just be aware of the uh, circumstances involving. When you have if you have the unfortunate ability to be around somebody that has a stroke, write down when the symptoms start, write down the medication, write down everything, especially if you have aphasia like me. I couldn't say anything, but I knew, but I was just unable to say a thing. So just be honest with your caretakers and everybody around you, and be sure and have your data in place. Have your if you have a living will, have that in place. Just be uh, cognitive. When I first met Laura, and we were talking about, I think she was somewhat scared to death before being in the house with me that I might have a stroke, and she didn't know what to do. And so we talked about it and just shared our feelings about that particular thing that might occur. You never know. So Jerry said, hello, Paul and y'all. So busy today. Sorry I miss you this morning. I thought you had decided to break up with me, Jerry. It's about the shoes. I'm just picking, buddy. So hope this helped. And I'm going to do just a 30-minute show today, but I really needed to get this message across. Anything that you can do to have good information available. So if you have a stroke, they know. And just it's really important, really important. And so Luz says, I was let into the ICU and telemed floors with Tom was taken to the hospital March the 20th. Yeah, salute. I can't imagine somebody telling me, I can't imagine that. I believe you have a way about you that gets, I think you get your way most of the time. Think about that. So, okay, Carla, my good friend, I was driving like a mad woman in a terrible storm, 170 miles away to get to Kayla when David called me. I had to pull the car over and talk to the nurse about Kayla and give permission for them to do surgery on her. They wouldn't let David sign anything, but he was not her biological parent. Wow. I know you have been through so much, and that girl of yours is a hero to me. She is. So I'm really glad that you pulled that car over and gave him permission. So anyway, vital, especially with a head injury. Exactly. And such good information. Thank you, Joanne. Thank you very much. Hey now, Brad. And Naomi said, so true. And Jerry is flirting with Chandra. That's Jerry, you know. You can't keep a good man down. Yes. We need each other. You got that right. And I have to write everything down. I have short term memory loss. I most likely won't remember it at all. I can relate. I just lost my keys and spent the last 2 days looking for them everywhere. I still can't find them. So I have to have all my keys made to all my houses, safes, and all this thing. What a not happy as a pig in poop about that. Patricia Stafford. Yes, we do, my friend. We need each other. You know, I can't imagine my life without Casey in it, Patricia in it, Tim in it. So thankful, thankful, thankful. So I'm just rambling on, and I just love this community. So just remember that bad information leads to bad treatment. Make sure you have good information. Make sure the proper information is be given to the people that has to administer your care. Make sure. Thank you, Marina. Thank you. And thanks for all your positivity, Paul. You know, you can't accomplish anything with a negative mindset. I've tried. It didn't work. When you have a stroke, it's not all a bowl of cherries, you know. So sometimes you get a little bit pissed, and when you can't talk and you're frustrated, and sometimes it just gets the better of you. But pick yourself up and just be aware of everything around you. I was scared mainly because I was unaware and care deeply about you. So it's so important for anyone to know. Thank you, my dear. Love to you. Big hugs. And Christine said, we are so blessed to have you. Aw, thank you very much. Good morning from Athens, Greece. Avon, Kent Pateras. I am so glad I met you. I've read every one of your books and I love them. I love them. I love them. So Luz says, I always am calm, respectful when I had to take Tom to the ER. I'm sure you were because you have a way about you. And oh no, I don't know what the oh no is about, but oh, my keys. No, Laura looked, I looked, they're gone, just gone. So you can't turn the house up more than we did in just somewhere between West Palm Beach, my birthday celebration. We lost them. So it's just, it is what it is. I say that all the time. We absolutely love you. Well, I love you too. And Marina said, sit back and take some time and think. That's funny. Oh, if you hadn't, we actually got our Ring cameras and saw it in my hand, but I walked out of the camera and we can't trace it from there. We've been doing a lot of things. So thank you for the advice. Stephen Albright, watching replay today, our local EMS has a program there Well, they will check the freezer for emergency info. That's a good idea. That's a good idea. So um, I'm reading. Write out anything that you think they need to know and put it in a Ziploc bag and write EMS with a Sharpie on both sides of the bag. Put red paper in the bag to draw attention to it. Man, that's good. Great advice. That will stop that bad information. And so Lou said, that's probably why I got to be with Tom. Well, it's because you're so likable and I get my way. Oh, okay. Well, I I meant it in a good way that you get your way because you're a very kind person and you're a very communicative person. You have a wonderful way of communicating your feelings. So take that in the right way. I didn't mean it like put your foot down and get your way. So I was positive about brain surgery and my stroke. And oh, about your keys. So sad. And Google Vial of Life. Okay. And did you check the boat? Oh, no, I didn't check the boat. Well, that's maybe I should. So thank you for the information. And it helps me a lot. Exactly. I am. Thank you for the advice. And I got it. So have a good day. Have a blessed day. Thanks for all the comments and thanks for all your feedback. Bad information leads to bad treatment. That's the statement of today. I'm going to end with a couple of quotes, random. All right. Life is very interesting if you make mistakes and learn from them. Boom. And on the backside, don't forget a person's greatest emotional needs is to feel, you ready? Appreciated. We all have a flashing sign on our chest. Flashing sign on our chest. Appreciate me. Appreciate me. Make sure you feel the need of appreciating others. It will go a long way. Have a good day. Have a good day. Hope is on the way, as I always say. Bye for now.